Ms. Taylor, I know you haven't addressed this, but business in Ohio has complained bitterly and has left Ohio because of the tax load on businesses. Recognizing the fact that we need money, where else are we going to get the money if we don't tax business? And I'd like to get your opinion on that.
Well, I think one of, obviously, the most important issues that can and should be addressed by the legislature and the governor is exactly what do we do to improve our climate here in Ohio to attract more jobs. We need to have good jobs to keep our best students who are graduating from high school and college and leaving the state. We need to expand their job opportunities here in Ohio so that we can grow our base of those that pay taxes. And so it's I guess you look at it from two different perspectives. Economic development, creating jobs, actually grows the tax base because we're providing more opportunities for citizens to stay here or for more people to move to Ohio because we have a climate that's conducive to businesses. And so from my perspective, we need to look at those things that affect business decisions, family decisions to leave the state, and figure out what is it we do to keep them here. And taxes are obviously very important. Businesses looking to locate or relocate have choices to make. And Ohio needs to be an attractive place for those businesses to consider either coming or expanding their business so that we can grow that base.
Hi, you said you're the co-chair of the McCain campaign here in Ohio. I was just wondering if you could address what do you feel are the strengths and weaknesses of Barack Obama as a candidate for president here in Ohio?
That's a good question. I support Senator John McCain's position on taxes in this country. I support Senator McCain's position on we need to keep taxes low so that we can encourage and spur economic activity that grows the base once again, continuing to be competitive in a global marketplace. I support Senator McCain's policy on energy. I support the policy we need to do everything that we can to deal with our current issue of the energy crisis, but we also need to look to future opportunities to become independent from foreign sources. So I support Senator McCain in that area.
Thank you for telling us why you support Senator McCain. Can you tell us, again, back to my question of strengths and weaknesses of Barack Obama, can you tell me how Senator McCain is stronger than Barack Obama on those issues? You can pick one or two rather than the whole.
Okay. I support Senator McCain's tax policy and position on keeping taxes low spurs economic activity. And I think increasing and improving economic opportunities and activities in the United States is vital to continuing to be competitive in the world marketplace. In contrast, I don't support the policy of Senator Barack Obama that increases taxes on all families living in this country. In fact, I believe he has supported legislation that would have increased taxes for the majority of families living in this country. And I don't support the position that increases the burden of families, businesses trying to survive and thrive in our country.
Good afternoon, Auditor Taylor. I'd like to bring the conversation back a little bit more to your actual role and some of your past accomplishments. Could you please speak a little bit about your involvement in the Mark Dan scandal?
What we're doing at the Auditor of State's office related to the special investigations at the Attorney General's office. We decided that after we reviewed all of the information that was available, we have what we call a special audit task force, and that special audit task force reviews all of the information to make a decision about whether we should open up a special audit. In fact, after reviewing the information that was available to us, we believed that there was strong allegations of potential public theft, misspending of public tax dollars. We did open a special audit. The special audit of the Attorney General's office is ongoing. We are collaborating, we are working with the Inspector General and other authorities that are also performing special reviews or special investigations at the Attorney General's office. We hope that we could complete this work as quickly as possible, but as I indicated in some of my examples, oftentimes when you start a special audit or special investigation, you never know when it's over until it's over, because there are thousands of documents that you review, and you just don't know when that last document that you reviewed may be the last, or does it start you down a path or a different direction. So we're going to complete the work as timely and as efficiently and effectively as we can, so that the public obviously has access to the information that we believe is very important.
Ms. Taylor, how would you evaluate the office of Governor Strickland for the year and a half of his office?
Well, I can speak specifically to the one legislative item that my office was interested in and worked with the governor's office, House Bill 166, which was the internal audit law that I refer to during my comments. And we regularly met with, I personally met with the governor several times during the course of the debates in the legislature on that particular bill. My office communicated with him regularly. I believe that we cooperated in a manner that is what Ohioans expect, do what is necessary to resolve issues that have occurred in the past. And so from my perspective, dealing with the governor and his administration on House Bill 166, we didn't agree every step of the way. That we did have our disagreements, but I believe that we worked together in a professional manner, which is what Ohioans expect, and ultimately accomplished a bill that we can both be satisfied is going to accomplish what it was intended to accomplish.
Thank you for the talk that you gave us, much of which highlighted the success that you've had in uncovering and pursuing fraud. And I suspect that your professional background as an auditor, the first auditor with a CPA degree, might have helped in that. Would you comment on that? I think most offices don't require a professional background or professional education. I understand that the director of health doesn't need to be a doctor, that the engineer doesn't need to be an engineer, and to some degree that's because you're an administrator. But would you comment on that, the special insight or edge that you might have, advantage that you might have as an auditor in the conduct of your office, and should there be some kind of professional background for people who run for elected office?
Anyone who assumes the role as elected is fortunate enough to serve as an elected official. Obviously, we bring with us all of our professional and personal experiences. Being professionally qualified and licensed as a CPA serving as auditor of state certainly is unique, but it also allowed me to bring with me the experiences that I had over 16 years working in a very similar environment in an accounting firm. And so from my perspective, I was familiar with that environment. I understood some of the recommendations that immediately needed to be made to improve the way that we operate. I know generally how my staff should be spending their time. I understand the process of an audit, the technical aspects of what we're dealing with, and I could look critically at very specific aspects of the operations of our office and make recommendations. In fact, we're over the course of the next couple of months, we're going to embark upon some probably significant change that should improve our own internal operations and make us more efficient. When we talk about technical issues, and I won't discuss any of them because I'm sure you're not interested specifically, but if we're talking about a specific accounting regulation that we have to follow, the fact that I understand it allows me to understand what the consequences or issues might be that somebody might present to me. If somebody comes into our office and says, this particular accounting regulation causes these types of concerns, I can understand that, but also explain to them why we're required to adhere to all of the professional standards that anyone serving in this profession does.